the Diaspora in Minutes, where we share all the inspirational and historic happenings in the Afrocentric community. Sydney Barber. In 2020, at the age of 21, Sydney Barber was selected as the Naval Academy's first African American woman brigade commander, leading over 4,000 midshipmen and a staff of 30 people. Alea Eastmond. Alea Eastmond, 19, is leading a movement for gun reform that centers Black lives. As a survivor of the Parkland school shooting, she's founded a nonprofit and held events dedicated to gun violence prevention. Home security system. African American nurse Marie Van Britton Brown devised an early security unit for her own home. She and her husband took out a patent for the system in the same year, and they were awarded the patent 3 years later in 1969. Home security systems commonly used today took various elements from her design. The J Pure Knee Prosthetic. Amputees can thank Jamaican Joel Sadler and his teammates at Stanford University for creating the J Pure Knee, one of the most affordable prosthetic knees available to the public. Sadler, along with his Americans Eric Thorcell, Ayo Roberts, and Angelo Sikchowski, created the low-cost artificial knee in 2009 as part of their master degree program at Stanford University. Canasol eye drop for glaucoma. Canasol, a medicated eye drop made from the marijuana or ganja plant, is the first medical treatment for the eye disease glaucoma. It was developed at the University of the West Indies, Mona, by the Jamaican research team of pharmacologist Professor Manley West and ophthalmologist Dr. Albert Lockhart.
Woohoo! What is up, everyone, and welcome to Afrocents, the show where we are making sense of the world as we reach out to the African diaspora community and your pocketbook. Tonight, we have great voices to introduce you to on this episode, the ultimate guide to monetizing your image, as we discuss how to make and take control of your own brand and make it work for you by making money that we can pass on to future generations. So let's talk about the one subject that can make our dreams come true. Let's talk about money.
Able to make conscious decisions if we're not mentally.
That is what we call overpopulation. That actually cash
You are not helping. You are putting a stop. You're creating.
That's right. Welcome, everyone, to our episode 2 of the Afrocents, the ultimate guide to monetizing your image. If you enjoy the show, please don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube. This upvote helps the algorithm send our content out to new people, building our audience, viewers like you. But also subscribe if you feel like joining the Money Talk Show family, and then hitting that bell icon to all so that you see more of us in your feed by seeing all of our fantastic premieres and our lovely live streams. Like, hello, everyone in chat. You can also go to our Patreon at patreon.com/moneytalkshow, soon to come patreon.com/the Afrocents, as we can get you early access and VIP perks for supporting the channel. With that, Hello, hello to our amazing host and our amazing executive producer. What is up?
Hi, not bad tonight. How are you,
Hi,
Mr. Walker?
hi, Amy. Hi, Antoya. How are you guys doing?
Not bad tonight.
Okay, nice to hear. Nice to hear. And hello, everyone that out there watching, listening to us, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, um, Twitter, which is now X.
Right?
That's a nice name. And
You think?
Instagram and Patreon. Well, it's just X. It's very simple. I
Well,
think I think maybe we need to learn from this guy and just X or G or something, you know.
if I'm not mistaken, I believe one of his child's name is X as well, if I am not mistaken.
It
I
has some sort of, yeah.
Right, some X, I think. Well, I don't know. He's a smart guy, so he must know. He knows what he's doing.
yes. I would like to be in his close by his shoes right now. Okay, so I know that I'm not gonna be staying on. I know that a very good friend of mine is in the background there, waiting to express herself in regards to her knowledge and so forth. Maybe I should just say hello to Tavia before I come off. So yeah, I think I'll say hello to her. Or maybe I come back later on, whichever. But I've known Tavia a very long time. I know some of you guys that are watching the show right now. Tavia really helped to train you back in the days. So we have been working together for like roughly about 5 6 years now. And so I can just imagine her maturity now and the wealth of information that she have to share. And ladies and gentlemen, this platform is about entrepreneurship. It's about generational legacy. So that's one of the reasons why we have Tavia this evening, because she can be able to help guide you how to run a very successful business, how to reshape your image and all of that. I'm not sure if it did anything for me. I might have to go back to her class. I need I need to get some image shape up and all of those things. But no worries, self. We'll be learning a lot from her this evening again, and who know, I'll be going back. We might be working together very soon, because there's a lot of young entrepreneurs that are out there waiting to get some proper guidance and so
Mhm.
forth. So we are gonna be setting up a class that Tavia can be able to teach us and to show us the proper way of moving forward and to build that generational legacy, and to become a very successful businesswoman, man out there. So I'm just gonna shut up and just let you guys do what you do best.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Walker. Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, I know the welcome that Amy gave just now is a very warm and welcoming one. So I'm gonna welcome. And with that, on that same note, I'm gonna welcome you again to the Afrocents podcast, the number one finance podcast for the Afrocentric community, where our expert guests share their 2 cents to help you secure a prosperous financial future. My name is Antoya, your host, and tonight's show is one for the books. Tonight, we're delving into the fascinating realm of monetizing your image, a topic that has gained immense relevance in our digital age. We're joined by the esteemed Tavia Sharp, a trailblazing stylist with years of experience in helping individuals craft a unique and marketable image. Tavia has worked with a diverse range of clients, all seeking to leverage their personal style as a means of unlocking new opportunities. No, I don't want to keep you all waiting. I do not. So without further ado, I want to you all to welcome tonight's guest, Tavia Sharp, to the Afrocents podcast.
Welcome to financial freedom, where dreams become reality. Join the ranks of the wealthy 1% and secure your family's future with indexed universal life insurance. Enjoy the benefits while you're still alive. Our policy offers living benefits, long-term care coverage, and savings potential. Build your wealth, protect your loved ones, and ensure a secure financial future. Start your journey today. Visit Dynamic.
Hello.
Hello there.
Good night. How are you?
I'm great. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm not bad. You're looking amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's so good to have you here tonight. I'm sure a lot of us are waiting to hear all the tips and all the fascinating things about styling and your image overall and how to market your image and I'm here to give them what it is that they're here for, and I'm so glad to have you here. We're so glad to have you here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to style. It is such a broad topic, and it if we actually try to delve into everything, we probably won't end tonight.
That's right.
But but we have to start somewhere. We start the conversation here, and if it is to be continued, it will be continued.
Mhm.
So let's not keep our audience waiting, Tavia. We'll just
Okay.
jump into this conversation because I'm dying to hear all the tips.
All
So,
right.
all right, can you tell us a bit about your background and how you got started in the world of styling?
Of course. So I actually worked in the fashion industry for about 15 years. I went to school for fashion design. So I am a designer by trade and worked in the fashion industry for some brands you've probably heard of, like Calvin Klein and Nautica. And I actually had my own brand as well for about 5 years. I had a swimwear line and I did that and I got featured in a lot of magazines like a lot of popular magazines, Sports Illustrated, Swimwear Edition, Vogue.com, Marie Claire, InStyle. And
Mm.
I also styled and dressed some celebrities as well. Neo, which I'm sure you know
Oh,
of, R&B singer. Chrissy Teigen wore one of my bathing suits. And a couple, actually, Drake also wore one of my shirts in GQ
okay.
magazine. So there you go. So I have a lot of experience and background in the fashion industry, working in New York City. And it came a time where I just thought, you know what? What's next for me is to start my own business. And I got that entrepreneurial bug and I realized like I want to impact people in a bigger way, teach people, give them the skills to learn how to dress the part, look the part, feel empowered. And so that's really where it started. And I've been doing all types of styling from runway to photo shoot styling to personal styling. And that kind of led me into my business now, which is really about branding your image, using style as one of the components. But we and myself and my team, we help people really build an impactful brand online using the digital world, right? Because we're all doing business just like we're here tonight. We are
Right,
online, right? So
right.
we have to have a branded image online. So that's what I help people do and build and monetize their image.
Well, I can say I'm speaking for myself when I say this. Branding, maybe not for myself, but branding is one of the most talked about topic. Each day you hear something different about branding and how to style and to go about being unique and different from everybody else because everybody can't have the same style. It's get boring and you want to have your own thing. So
Yes.
talking about being unique and all, what inspired you to get into the whole styling business? What was your inspiration?
Well, really, I always think of style as a way to express yourself, right?
Mhm.
And style really is an extension of who you are. And
Mhm.
so I wanted to be able to teach people how to really look and express themselves in a powerful way so they could feel more confident, so they could really hit their goals. Like when you look the
Right.
part, more opportunities come to you, and I've proven it many times myself. I know even one of my very first jobs in the fashion industry, I
Right.
landed simply because I dressed the part on the interview. And my boss told me later, of course, I had the skill set, or else I wouldn't have got the interview. But later on, he said, you know what? You fit the part. You fit the part. You came dressed the part, and that was it. Right. So I'm telling you, a lot of times, like, this is so much more powerful than we actually realize. I don't think people understand how much style can impact or make or break your opportunities. So I wanted to be able to teach people this because I've know it inside and out, and just working
Right.
in the industry. And so that really, I knew it was my mission to really teach, entrepreneurs and executives and people who really want to feel more confident and
Mhm.
attract new opportunities. So that's kind of why I went down that path.
And also speaking about confidence, I've I've witnessed it for myself, where persons they probably have. I knew someone with low self esteem, and I told her that if you want to get or do things in life, dress up. Even if you're not going to go somewhere important, dress up, and you're gonna see the boost of confidence that you get at the end.
Yes,
The style, the way you dress, it does make someone want a difference. So I really do
absolutely.
agree with that.
Hmm. Yeah, there's actually something called dopamine dressing,
Uh-huh.
and it's actually been proven. Well,
Right.
two things I want to talk about: dopamine dressing, because
Mhm.
it gives you that hit of dopamine that you're
Right.
talking about, right? You feel good. Everybody knows that feeling, like when you look good, you feel good. That is true. And then there's something else called enclosed cognition,
Mhm.
where actually psychology, has they've done many tests on this, where you actually feel different. It impacts
Mhm.
your mood and your mindset when you dress a certain way,
That's true.
because it actually shifts your mood. And so that's enclosed cognition. So this is why I'm saying I think people don't realize that the effect that it has is actually more impactful than you think.
Right.
Hmm.
That is true.
Hmm.
Well, on the note of being impactful, the concept of monetizing one's image has gained a lot of traction lately. Could you explain what this means in the context of personal style and image?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about image, because I am a image consultant and image
Yes.
strategist, we're really talking about four components of image. So it's
Mhm.
A, B, C, D. Okay.
Right.
A is appearance, right? And that falls like personal appearance, personal style, the way that we present ourselves. B is our behavior and our body language and how that matches our appearance. C is our communication. How do we speak about ourselves? How do we communicate? And D is digital presence. So our image is really all four of these things, right? And so when we're using all four of these and we are really being super self-aware that we're totally being intentional, our
Right.
image can be super impactful. And so if you think of it that way, we have a lot of opportunity to show up a certain way, build and a perception and an
Mhm.
image that builds trust and credibility with the people that we're meeting, how we're showing up online, right? And then we can actually monetize it because it starts to attract and magnetize those opportunities when we start to build a brand that people recognize, right? And an image
Right.
and a brand kind of go hand in hand in that sense, because everybody has a personal brand, whether you like it or not. You're a walking billboard of who you are, what you do. And so, of course, when you're being intentional about these A, B, C, Ds of image,
Right.
you're going to start to monetize because people are going to start to recognize you, just like influencers who create brands and images on and brands and an impactful image on social media, or
Right.
even celebrities. Think about it. You know, we have celebrities like, let's say, Rihanna, right? Where she doesn't even really have to make music anymore. She has a
That's
brand
true.
because her image, the way she dresses, it started with her fashion. She started to build a brand, a makeup brand, a fashion brand. Music was just one component of what she does, but now she pretty much can sell anything with her image, right? So think of it that way. How are you any different as a person? What is the image that you want to create? How do you want to monetize it?
Okay. I mean, I would want to monetize my image when
Yes.
I get the consultation from Miss Tavia Sharp, of course.
Yes,
After
absolutely.
getting the consultation, then I'll know exactly what it is that I'm supposed to do after that to monetize my image.
Yes.
So, how can individuals use their personal style to create opportunities for monetization?
Mm. So the personal style piece is really thinking about, how are you dressed every day, right?
Yeah,
Being a little more intentional about it. Like I teach my clients, think about it when you get dressed in the morning.
right.
Just ask yourself, where am I headed that day?
Mm-hmm.
How do I want to be perceived, right? Who am I meeting with? And really be super intentional,
Mm-hmm.
because we've all heard it. It's true, whether we like it or not, but people judge a book by its cover.
That is true.
And it is very true. And we all do it. And it's just human nature. Okay. So, right or wrong, it's just what is out there, what's happening. And so, it really does make a difference when you put that extra effort into your style and you really
Mm-hmm.
think about that intentionality piece. When you're asking yourself these questions: how do I want people to see me today? What do I want them to think about me today? Right? It makes such a difference. Just like we would think about if we were going on an interview, of course we would put our best foot forward, right? What about if you
Right,
did that every day? What if you did every day you thought about that intention? And
right.
I think that that's a big piece of it. And just like I say to my clients, personal style is personal. So
That is it.
so I always say, what are those words that you think about yourself? Like 3 words that you want
Mhm.
people to think of you when you walk into a room. What is it that you want them to think and feel about you? And how can you dress in a way that attracts that, right? So it's starting to put together a style that feels authentic, but also is creating and communicating those power words. So that's really the
Right.
first step. That's the first step. I believe that. It's not about trends. It's not about what's the hot new item, what's the hot new color. That's fun stuff, but it's not that important at the end of the day. It's more about dressing in alignment with who you are as an individual and making
Right.
sure that it's congruent with your
Mm-hmm.
branding. So I know we'll get into that in one of your questions a little bit more, but that's what I want to say about style.
Well, I don't. I will believe, as I stated before, when it comes onto your styling, it's good to be unique. As you stated, personal branding. It's you. It's
Mm-hmm.
nobody else but you. So it's good
Exactly.
to be different from everyone else. Trend or no trend. It's good to be
Right.
unique. I agree. So on that note, we'll leave on that note for now, and then we'll come back. We'll delve back into this conversation. So we'll be right back.
For a limited time only, we're offering an unbelievable deal that you simply can't resist. Originally priced at $1,295, the Prosperity Watch is now available at an astonishingly discounted price of just $499. With the purchase of each Prosperity Watch, you have the choice of a free 5 days cruise to Mexico for 2 people, which includes meals, accommodation, entertainment, and special activities, or a free 3 days, 2 nights vacation for 2 people to Las Vegas, Orlando, or any of 20 other cities. This includes 2 round-trip airline tickets plus hotel accommodations, and you pay only the taxes and fees. And the best part? We've made it even easier to get started on your journey to prosperity. Choose from our flexible finance options. 3, 6, or 12 months to pay the $499 price, making it accessible to everyone. As a valued club member, you can earn a whopping $200 for each new referral. And that's not all. Your earnings multiply as your team members refer others, providing you with an exciting stream of additional income. For more information, contact our dedicated customer support team or visit prosperitywatchclub.com. Save on energy bills with Delta Solar Power. Save on energy bills with Delta Solar Power. Say goodbye to frustrating power cuts and hello to a future of endless, reliable energy with the incredible potential of solar power. Imagine a world where your lights never flicker, your devices never die, and your business never stops due to a blackout. With solar power, you're not just choosing an energy source, you're choosing constant, uninterrupted power that keeps your life and work flowing smoothly. With advancements in technology, solar power is becoming more affordable. No more highlight bills and unpredictable energy. Discover how you can say goodbye to power cuts and embrace uninterrupted energy. Contact us at 646-688-5554. The future is solar, and it's a future without interruptions.
Okay, welcome back everyone to the show. Tonight we're speaking with Miss Tavia Sharp, a personal stylist, image consultant, and there are a whole lot of other titles behind that. Just I can't remember everything right now, but trust me, if you need some consultation regarding your style, Miss Tavia Sharp is the person that you should go to. All right, welcome back, Tavia. So far, we've been having an interesting conversation,
Yeah.
and I'm learning a lot more than I already knew. I didn't know much about styling and monetizing my image, but I'm learning as I go along. And I hope everyone else watching is learning as well. Right. So we left on personal imaging and whether if it's a trend or not, it's good to be unique.
Mm-hmm.
And social media play a huge role in when it comes on to trend and all of that. So what role does social media play in the process of monetizing your image? Do you have any tips for building a strong online presence?
Yes, of course. I work with my clients a lot on this because it's very important to start building a consistent image across all of the platforms that we could be using, from LinkedIn to YouTube
Right.
to Instagram, right? And we need to be thinking about how we can show up and brand ourselves just like any other brand
Mhm.
that you would see out there. Maybe you could even think of a brand that would be like a product, right? And you see
Right.
that they're very consistent. So we have to we are the brand. You as the person have to start building a consistent image and brand. Once you start doing that, you start showing up, opportunities start flooding because they think,
Right.
wow, you're everywhere. It's almost like you become omnipresent. When you start to build an
Right.
image that becomes like it looks consistent on all these platforms, just like I said, let's go back to celebrities, right? They have consistent brands. They have consistent image. You
Right.
never see somebody looking like out of context, and it
Mm-hmm.
it starts to build like a an imprint in your in the people in people's minds, right? Whether that's your like a client or you're looking for, other opportunities, right? It starts to build this imprint in their mind, and then all of a sudden opportunities come your way
Mm-hmm.
because they see you everywhere and you start to become a magnet in a sense. So your image is a huge piece of that, and bringing in more opportunities, and also like I don't mean just monetary, even though we are talking about money. It
Right.
also could be other opportunities like media attention, which when
Mm-hmm.
then will lead to more opportunities speaking. These things come in because of you spending that time creating an impactful brand online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you create that consistent image, it's easier for people to for you to be recognized, basically.
Okay. Well,
So
that's true.
yeah, yeah. So consistency is key.
And we can see that every day. We're not seeing I will not. Let me not say the same person every day, but you know when you go on Twitter, you see that person pops up, and when
Yes.
you go on le- X. My apologies. When you go on X, you see a particular person pops up, or on Instagram, or on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and you're wondering, okay, I'm seeing you a lot now. Maybe whatever you have to bring to the table is a bit different. So let me just go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and see what it is that you have to offer. So
Mm-hmm.
consistency is key.
Mm-hmm.
How can someone define and build their personal brand through their style? Being that developing a personal brand seems to be crucial for
Mm-hmm.
monetizing one's image.
Mm-hmm. So when I think of how to style your brand, I always
Mhm.
think of, a couple things. How do you want, like, what's the essence that you want people to feel around you, right? What is that look? What is that essence? And
Yes.
how does that match, your actual personal style, right?
Mm.
And is it a particular color? Is it a particular detail? How can you start to think about special and unique um, pieces that you could wear, right? That start to become a part of your brand. I've had a lot of
Right.
clients wear a certain color, or I call it putting on your power pieces. Maybe it's a certain kind of power item that
Right.
becomes recognizable. um, Details like definitely a color is a big one, but it also could be like I have some clients who wear a certain kind of tie
Mhm.
or pocket square, or like I said, some kind of jewelry or lipstick even. So it that also is your style, that whether it's your hair, your makeup, it's top to toe, really. It's your whole, not just clothing, right? It's
Right.
the way that you even express yourself,
Mhm.
and that becomes recognizable. So you want to start to think about what is that essence, what's that vibe that you want to come across, and how can it be really matching with your own personal style.
And when you thinking about what you just said, style isn't just clothing.
Right.
It's all the small things, the details, the earring that you wear, the lipstick. And
Hmm.
I never thought about it in that, I didn't think about it in that light. Because when I
Yes.
think about styling, all that comes to my mind is your clothes.
Hmm.
So you see, guys, I know you guys are learning as much as I am.
Right.
Styling is not just your clothes, it's your everything, it's your essence, it's everything.
That's right.
So thank
Your
you for that.
your hairstyle, think about it. For men, it's beard or no beard. I get that question a
Right?
lot for some of my clients. Should I wear a beard, clean shaven versus, I mean, it makes a big difference
It
in your
does.
look and your energy. Are you being well groomed? That all these things matter, and it really is the way you express yourself. So, looking disheveled versus looking polished,
Right?
it's a huge difference. Ironing your clothes,
Mm-hmm.
that makes a difference, right? So it's all these things go into your style.
And thinking about all of that, that persons may or may not know that whatever that they're doing as it relates to style, it can be a mistake. So
Yes.
what are some common mistakes people make when trying to establish a marketable personal brand through their image?
Common mistakes are like what I spoke about earlier, is lack of consistency. That is a big one.
Hmm.
um, it is something that, when a client first comes to me, what I do is I look at all of their profiles, I Google them. I'm really, doing my homework, because,
Right.
and I notice where people don't have that consistency, and that's a big one. That's number one. Um, Also, people sometimes ignore the style piece. So they may be looking at other places where they can really build a brand. And they're thinking about, doing more video content, right? Or, oh, I'm going to this event, to that event, but they forget that the way they dress
Mm-hmm.
is a big piece of the image. And in fact, when you're working on your visual
Right.
style and your story, your words, you know, the way you're communicating yourself. These two things go together. It's like, boom, you're going to
Right.
stand out way more than the person who ignores it. Right. And then I think just with the style piece, sometimes people just are wearing the wrong thing, you know, or it's kind of just too blending in too much,
Right.
or it just doesn't stand out in any way. It's not unique. It's like ordinary. You know, you want to think about how you can stand out. What's going to make you different? What's going to make you pop? And how can you actually be different than everybody else? It's not about blending in, it's about
Right.
standing out. So how are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself with the
Mhm.
look? Our brain processes images
Mhm.
60,000 times faster than it processes words. So what
Okay.
becomes more memorable on social media is visual cues, visual photography, the way our video content, right? That's way more memorable. Think about it. If you're going on Instagram, you don't remember what that person put in the bottom. You remember the
Right.
visual. You remember the image, the video.
Mhm.
It's so true. So think about, I think a lot of people make that mistake. They're writing too much, they're putting too much information. They're not thinking about their visual communication as much.
Well, I mean, if you really look at it, and you're speaking about persons that are not standing out, they're blending in too much.
Too much.
Having
Yes.
it's important to find your, what's the word that then your niche,
Yes.
where you belong. You know that that is your audience. You're speaking to someone through your image. So
Yes.
who is the ideal audience that individual should be targeting when trying to monetize their image?
I mean, definitely they need to be thinking about who they're communicating to. So if we're speaking entrepreneurs, you need to be thinking about your potential clients.
Right.
And most of the time what I tell my clients is your ideal clients are you, but maybe just a little bit behind where you're at. So they
Right.
are a reflection of who you are. It's just that you've had success in that area, and they want to get to learn what you've done to get to where
Mhm.
you're at. So you're helping people just like you. They're just not at the level that you're at now. So you want to really be speaking to people like you.
Right.
And so that it really is your target audience is your ideal prospects.
Well, that's true.
Hmm.
It's important to know you cannot speak to everybody at this. I mean, not everyone is your people.
That's
You have
right.
to know, if you're in agriculture, you're speaking to agriculturists, agronomists,
Hmm. Hmm.
farmers. You
That's
can't,
right.
if you're in agriculture, it's, yeah, you can through your image you can speak to financial people because
Hmm.
they do help in agriculture, but you can't be in
Yes.
agriculture and be speaking to the doctor because come on, they're not gonna get it. They won't
No.
get it. So it's important to have that your audience, your target audience, and be ready to speak to them through whatever it is that you're wearing. So
Exactly.
thank you for that
Hmm.
tip. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a tip actually. So
It
guys, I
is a
hope you
tip.
guys are listening. That is a tip. So I hope you guys
Yes.
are listening. Okay, we're gonna take a very short break. Now we're gonna big up or wish our audience or special audience or supporters a happy birthday. So we'll be right back. you. Thank you. For those that were shown earlier, I want to wish you all a happy birthday. And if your birthday has passed, belated happy birthday. And if your birthday isn't here as yet, I pray you have a lovely birthday when it comes. Thank you all so much for being part of the Afrocent pod family, not just a podcast, but a part of the family. And we appreciate you all being here tonight. Tonight we're speaking with Miss Tavia Sharp, or image strategist. And if you're just joining us, you've missed some very important information, but don't worry. You can watch it and rewatch it and share it and rewatch it again with your family. But if you're just joining, we have a lot more to talk about. So stay tuned, learn as much as you can. Place in the comment section any question that you may have to ask Miss Tavia Sharp, and we're going to dive back into the conversation because this is not an interview, it's a conversation that we're having with Miss Tavia Sharp. Okay, so we spoke about the niche, the target audience, being unique, but we've yet to speak about how can the journey of monetizing your image contribute to personal growth and development.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I could speak about my own journey. And as an example, so in 2020, just like everybody else, things got shut down. Nobody needed styling. No, nobody was looking to go out shopping.
Right?
We were going through a global pandemic, so it wasn't top of mind. And I started doing a lot of like virtual calls. Everybody's jumping on Zoom at that time. And I really started to think about a redirection in my own business.
Mhm.
And I thought, you know what? I have to build my brand. I have to focus on building my brand. And so I spent a lot of time that year really thinking about how can I get my name out there, right? Just put out the word. It's not even
Right?
about what people need right now, but just get myself out there. I spent so much time and energy building an image on all these different platforms. And you know what? It worked. I started to, as soon as, really 2021 ended and we started to enter 2021, people reaching out to me, asking me, how can I hire you? How can I work with you? I started to get a lot more speaking engagements, paid speaking engagements. I was flown to Puerto Rico, Mexico for paid speaking. So
Oh,
that happened. So that's monetizing because of my image, because
right.
of me spending all this time putting myself out there. Opportunities start to flood in. And also, I started to get clients. A lot of clients were coming my way. And then other opportunities, like I started to get more like media opportunities.
Mhm.
I was on a platform, with like 100 million monthly viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, an online platform that people use. So I started to get a lot of attention just really because I focused my time and energy on my brand image. And
Mhm.
that's when it started to monetize. People started to recognize and started to reach out. And I started to build a community in New York City, one of the most competitive industries and places you could be.
Right.
And I made it happen here. And that's how I monetized using my image. So I teach people how to do the same thing.
And it goes right back to being consistent as well.
Yes.
Right? It shows that your consistency and your seriousness towards your image is what played
Yes.
a huge role in you getting that much clients. So it's good to be consistent and serious about the things that you do, whether or not it is the time is in your favor or not. You still have to work.
Yes.
You know who is watching and who is looking in and waiting for the perfect moment to ask you or to start something. If they're starting something, they know exactly who it is that they're going to go to because they see that, hey,
Yep.
she's consistent, I like her.
Right.
So that's
Hmm.
important.
Yes, absolutely.
Styles and trends change over time. How can individuals ensure that their monetization efforts remain relevant and sustainable in the long run?
just stay consistent with your branding. Just like, you know, like Nike stays consistent with their branding, right? But they
Right.
do kind of go and evolve with the times. Apple
Mhm.
stays consistent with their branding, right?
Right.
You are no different. And yes, you want to be evolving,
Right.
elevating, right? And thinking about what's new, what's relevant. But it's not like we're changing too much because we want to create a brand that becomes recognizable so that people say, "Oh yeah, I know her, I know him," right? Because you're aligning more with the brand, not so much trying to change dramatically with a trend, you know. So you just stay consistent with your own branding
Right.
and and evolve it and tweak it as it goes, but not like swinging the pendulum the other way.
Right.
Mm,
Right. Oh, well, I just speaking about Nike. I've heard about Nike from I was a, a baby. Nike
hmm
has been around for that long, and they're still
Yes,
relevant
still relevant.
because
Yes.
they don't miss the opportunity to if they if somebody if I'm in a relationship and I realize that, hey, my efforts are going in vain, I'm just gonna just
hmm
leave and just start somewhere new or something different. Nike is not like that. Like, make
No.
sure that they are relevant, they
Yes.
stay relevant, and if I'm gonna find a school shoes for myself or for my child,
hmm
Nike is probably the first
Yeah,
in my head. I think
it
about
is.
like immediately that, okay, their shoes is strong, they're
hmm
good quality, Nike,
hmm
still
Yep.
relevant. So I like that
Still
about
relevant. hmm
them.
Yep, exactly. Reliable. Think about
Right.
those words of the brands that you invest in, right?
Hmm.
Reliable, trustworthy, credible, you
Right.
know, sustain. You think about yourself as no different, you know. I think people forget that. But when you're selling a service,
Hmm.
you have to think about you as you are the service. You are the face of your brand.
Right.
So and now even product-based brands
Hmm.
now more than ever, people want to see the person behind the brand. They don't want to
Hmm.
just look at a product. They want to know who is the individual that
Right.
created this? What's their
Hmm.
story? Why do I want to invest in their product? Because of the person behind it. So
Hmm.
it really doesn't matter whether it's you know, product based or a brand or service.
It's that
hmm
is true.
hmm
While we're on the topic of trends and all of that, could you leave your our listeners with three key tips or takeaways for those looking to effectively monetize their image through personal style?
hmm Yeah, I mean, really, like I said, build a personal style that is
Hmm.
personal, and true to you. Authenticity is key. So think about those power words. What are your power words? What makes you unique and different?
Make sure you're
Because
writing that down, guys.
everybody, I ask this question to everybody, even when I do presentations.
Right.
Everybody says something different.
Hmm.
So you are different. You are unique. What are your three words? How do you can you create a style that actually expresses that, right? Your
Right.
uniqueness. So that's number one. Really think about style as a way to complement your brand.
Hmm.
So could it be color? Could it be a detail? Is it a signature item, right? That becomes a little like, you know, thing, right? That becomes your thing. What could that be? You know,
Right.
think outside the box, be unique and be different.
Hmm.
And then I would say number three is, you know, always think about how you're showing up in a consistent way, whether that is just a networking event, whether that you doing a video for your social media, right? Or you're showing up on a Zoom call. How can you create consistency in the way that you look,
Hmm.
right? And the way that you dress so that it starts to build like a recognizable look in people's mind. You will be more memorable that way if you do that. If you take these tips and you implement them, trust me, people will start to notice you, remember you, and they're going to
Hmm.
want to send opportunities your way.
Thank you for that. Well, it's sad to see you go, but it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, Tavia.
Oh,
It's
thank
been a
you.
pleasure. I'm sure a lot of persons here are learning a whole lot more about styling and your the personal image, the branding. I did not know I could be a brand. I never knew I could be a brand. I thought when I think of the word brand, I'm seeing KFC, Pizza Hut,
Hmm.
Coca-Cola. I'm seeing those things in mind. I didn't know that I could be a brand as well.
Oh,
But now I
yes.
know I have to make some changes. But now I
Yes.
know. And where can the listeners find you? Your social media. Where
Hmm.
can you find more about you and your work?
Thank you. They can find me on Styled Sharp. So social media, it's Styled STYLED
Mm-hmm.
Sharp SHARP. You could go to my website. It's styledsharp.com or LinkedIn. You can just find me Tavia Sharp.
All right, thank you for that. So that guys, tiled, STYLED sharp. Okay. All right, so we don't get that incorrectly. Thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us tonight for this interesting topic. I mean, we have to get you back here for another time because we have. If I'm going to change something about my personal brand, I'm making sure that you're going to see that. So
That's
we'll
right.
make sure that you're here another time. And
Yes.
thank you so much for being here with us tonight, guys. This is Stavia Sharp, our image strategist, our image consultant. And remember, there are a whole lot of other titles. You have to check out your website to make sure that you have all of those in tax and all of that. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Okay, so guys, we're gonna take a very short break, and when we come back, we have another interesting topic to talk about. So please stay tuned.
Are you ready to provide peace of mind to the ones you love the most? Protect them with a Sure for Life funeral membership. Join the ranks of over 2 million protected individuals in Latin America and the United States. Our dedication to excellence has earned us an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. We care about your specific needs, and our consultants are here to provide personalized advice, ensuring you make the right decision for your family's future. Choose the best option for you. Our family membership protects up to 7 loved ones between ages 0 and 65, coverage of traditional funeral services for the primary member and their family members, includes parents up to 80 years of age, transportation within the United States, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico, with repatriation to the country of origin within the coverage area, round-trip airfare exclusively for the primary member to attend the service of plan members, 24/7 customer support line staffed by a specialized team of professionals providing personalized assistance, and continuous support during the time of the service. You can also choose this membership for 1 or 2 people, extending the same level of protection and care to your closest individuals. Our Silver membership protects individuals between ages 66 and 75, coverage of traditional funeral services for the primary member and their family member or friend, option to add protection for 1 additional person between 0 and 75 years old with an additional fee, regardless of kinship, transportation to the country of origin, round-trip airfare exclusively for the primary plan holder to attend the service of their protected family members or friends, 24/7 customer support line offering personalized assistance during difficult times, and continuous support during the time of the service. Protect your loved ones with a Sure for Life funeral membership. Contact us at 646-688-5554 for more information.
Hello, hello, good night.
Good night. How are you doing?
Okay, I'm just making sure that you're hearing me properly. Are you hearing
Say
me,
that
Rosa?
again. Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing.
All right, all right. Good to have you here tonight. Well, the
It's good to
conversation
be
that
here.
we're having tonight is a conversation that I'm not versed in at all. None
I
at
guess
all.
that's why I'm here.
Okay, I have no clue when it comes to solar, and surveillance. Maybe a little bit of, about security because when I'm a country girl, I might know a little bit of that. But surveillance and look, lie. Surveillance, not security. So I may know a little bit about surveillance, not that much. Solar, not really. So tonight, Rosada, you're gonna tell us a little bit about all of that. Teach me. I'm just think I'm about me as I'm a 5-year-old child. Teach me about solar and surveillance and security. Ah, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, I should say first off, good night to everyone, both
Good
yeah,
night.
you and who is watching us. And that's the solar is basically what I do is direction that the world basically is heading into. You know what I mean? Because I do solar, I do networking, so I do all of those internet stuff. You know what I mean? I do surveillance, which is closely linked to security because surveillance is a form of security. You know what I mean? I do burglar alarm also, which is another form of security. So you know what I mean? I have a wide range of technical stuff that I do, and I
Mm-hmm.
am here to educate you all on what it is that I do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So go ahead. What do you want to know?
All right. So there are a lot of emerging technology. There are different brands. Think about different camera. How do I put this, Rosado? Because I know nothing about it. Different camera brands.
Hmm.
Put it this way. You have a lot of different type of computers. You have HP and Dell
Hmm.
and Samsung. You
Hmm.
a lot of emerging technologies and stuff. How do you make it work in the changing environment? How you choose the right camera to use for the right client?
Well, so it definitely depends on sometime a person preference because
Mm-hmm.
some people will accept a wire setting, somewhat strictly wireless, so they'll take all wireless cameras. Some would accept uh wired, you know what I mean? So it all depends on a personal liking and then the situation because some location
Uh-huh.
determine a different, you know what I mean, setup. So it depends on location and a personal liking at times. As it relates to the cameras, there are different qualities. So the better qualities would be more expensive. So it depends on what your preference would be in that regard
Right.
also. Yeah, but there are different qualities, different types. Once someone is interested in getting a camera, we'll definitely educate them on what the types are, what the qualities are, the different costs for whatever, and all of those good stuff. So you know what I mean. For
But I
a
didn't.
more direct information and quality pricing and all of those good stuff, I think it's best to reach to the shop, but not, that information wouldn't be fit for you know what I mean.
Right. But and I'm sitting here now knowing that you have wireless and wired. Wow. I thought all
Yes.
cameras were wired. I didn't know that you had wireless.
No, you do have wireless cameras, and they're sometimes confused by
Yeah.
Wi-Fi cameras, right? So the
Oh,
wireless cameras are
different.
different cameras from the Wi-Fi cameras.
You should have told me to bring a book and a pen in Rosado because
Well
it's like
then, well then,
I didn't know that
it
those were different.
the wireless is literally a wireless camera. So it's like one of those bulk cameras that you will just screw in a receptacle,
Right.
or a camera that just attach to the location where you would put your receptacle, or one of those solar cameras. Those would be wireless. You know what I mean?
Okay.
While a Wi-Fi camera, it allows visual transfer over a Wi-Fi signal.
Okay. Okay. So now we're seeing where solar and surveillance is playing a part now. As you mentioned, solar
Definitely.
camera. So now I'm gonna ask you about solar. As you mentioned, solar camera just now. So I'm gonna ask you now about solar. How is that? Jamaicans aren't the type of people that
Well,
are quick to accept changes. We're not. I'm not quick to accept changes. How do you how do you convince me that okay, solar is the future? Solar is the way to go. Convince me, because I still don't know about this
well,
whole solar.
it wouldn't take much to convince that solar is the way to go as we
Right?
wake up to the sunshine every day. You know what I mean? So I don't think we'd be short of energy. We won't have to worry about uh, service or,
JPS.
yeah, you know what I mean, being gone. So you know what I mean? Solar is definitely the way to go. I don't say it's a matter of the direction that the world is heading, because it has been around. It's just that we are not educated about solar.
Right?
Most people think it's a complex system that you have to have. You know what I mean? If you have a regular house, you can't have solar, but it's much simpler than that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
And
It's
that is
just
why we
like
have
upgrading your
electrolyte
bathroom.
to simplify, because I would believe it's complex.
No,
I
so when it come on to the solar now, it's gonna it cost you a little bit.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But with a little saving, I'm sure that wouldn't be too much. Well, it will cost you a little bit to get
Okay,
a setup. You don't have to get like a big setup. You can start like,
small.
let's say you have a house that goes two, three ACs,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, say two, three ACs and a fridge, and the regular furniture that appliances that
Your appliances,
do use
right?
electricity in the house. Yes, so, and you can't afford to get a full set of solar system. You can get like a battery, an inverter, half what you definitely need, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can add to that. It is not a rich people thing, or you know what I mean. We'll classify it can be a everybody thing. It's just that we need to be educated. That is much easier than we think. Get a simpler setup. Just talk to, you know what I mean. As I said, for more information, it would be better for a personal talk,
Right,
viewing of the place and all of those good stuff to see what's the best option or solution for your electrical, you know what I mean, needs.
right.
But definitely, you will save a lot more using solar, because after that initial setup, you don't have to like service or do anything, pay any bills, or you know what I mean, worry about any electricity for years to come. You know what I mean?
And I was just
So
about to
it will
ask about that. It's just one initial investment, and you're good to
ex-
go.
exactly. So you're
Okay.
good for, and from that investment, you don't have to worry about the electricity being gone. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
that is an issue they're facing today, or electricity bill, especially in summer when the place is extremely hot.
Hot.
You can expect
Yes.
your electricity bill to be sky high. So yeah, I believe
And
solar is is a futuristic business, but we have to start from now, as you said, to educate
educate the
persons
people need to
about it.
know more about how simple this thing is, and how effective it is in saving you money. You know what I mean?
Right,
I don't think they really understand that as yet. But as with a little bit of education, with these podcasts being spread over, you know what I mean, the promoted, and more people start coming in, then more people will be educated. You can
right,
tell somebody, you know what I mean, then I think it will be a wise or a good part to be in.
right. So we spoke about, so we have three S's to speak about tonight. We've spoken about surveillance, we're speaking about solar. And now we're going to speak about probably my favorite topic, which is security. Security and all. How important is that? Well, I mean, not say how important is that. Can you tell
Well,
persons how important security?
what we are promoting now. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
what we are promoting now is actually smart homes. As it pertains to security, we are actually promoting smart homes. You know what I mean? With that, you know your camera is the surveillance aspect of the security, but we have locks that you can just change the passcode open from just a mobile app. Your light can be turned on and off. You know what I mean? There are alerts for specific stuff. So there's a we are promoting panic rooms where, you know what I mean, your security, your surveillance system, your panic button for the police or any security company that you will assign to, or some, you know what I mean, that
Right.
as it pertains to security, we are looking in more smart homes, to get you from your control aspect, where you don't have to get up to do that, or, you know what I mean, go there to do that. You can get stuff done from just pressing a button or touching a phone. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So we're learning a lot already as it is. And we're going to take a little refresher, a little add, a little break, and we'll be right back. And we're going to speak some more about security, solar, and surveillance with Rosado right after this commercial.
Introducing the Modern Real Estate Smart Homes Project, an innovative investment opportunity. Enjoy up to 100% returns with maximum security, leveraging cutting-edge technology and sustainable design. These future-proof homes ensure consistent rental income. We offer a rock-solid guarantee on your investment, providing you with peace of mind knowing your money is working diligently to secure your future. Seize this remarkable opportunity to invest in a project that offers up to 100% return on your money. Contact us to learn more. Redefine your financial success today.
Okay, thank you for staying with us, sticking with us through the end of this podcast. We're speaking with Rosado about security, solar, and surveillance. Rosado, leave the audience, leave the viewers with a little tip regarding any of the essays, security, solar, or surveillance. Just leave them with a tip, something that they can use every day.
Well, I'll say this. It's necessary for us to be educated about the three S's, right? The solar, the surveillance, and security, because it is useful in today's society. We have them at hand. It is very useful. It can save us money, it can save us time, it can save our lives. So we should definitely be more knowledgeable about these stuff. So seek knowledge on these three S's. That's my tip to you all tonight.
All right, thank you so much, Rosado, for joining us tonight. We
It was
will
a
be
pleasure.
seeing him again next week, guys, so don't worry. We have much to talk about. So we'll
Definitely. So
Rosado next week.
getting all the questions and all of those good stuff, and I mean, whatever you guys want to know, I'll try my best to answer it on the next show. Okay.
All right. So, guys, we learned a lot tonight. Tonight was, as I mentioned earlier, it's one for the books. We spoke earlier with Tavia Sharp, the image consultant and your personal image consultant. Right, image strategist. And I'm sure we learned a lot from her as well as from Rosado. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, and we appreciate you being here with us tonight. So we're gonna go for a
It was a
short,
pleasure.
short, short break, and then we'll be coming right back with closing.
That's right. Thank you all for joining us on this episode of Afrosense number 2, the ultimate guide to monetizing your image, as we discussed how we can make your own brand work for you by making you money that we can pass on to future generations, and brought the voices that we thought could help you understand how to make better economic or intellectual decisions, like our fantastic guest tonight, Tavia Sharp and Rosado, who gave their branding, technological, and financial advice to you. I also want to thank tonight's host, the fabulous Antoya, backstage, our hardworking Alex, and of course, our man with a plan, our executive producer, Glenn Roy. I am Amy, who is sending you love. If you enjoy the show, please don't forget to hit that like button on the YouTube. It helps the algorithm send our content out to new people, building our audience, viewers like you. But also subscribe if you feel like joining the AfroSense family, and then hitting that bell icon to all to see more of us in your feed by seeing our premieres and joining our live streams. Finally, if you're looking to support the show, why not head over to our Patreon and unlock some unique perks by going to our brand new fabulous patreon.com/Afrosense, where you can get some behind the scenes early access and VIP perks as we talk about putting your mind at ease by growing the one subject that makes your dreams come true: money. Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone.